First of all, we would like you to imagine that the greatest meeting is like a juicy, fresh, tasty apple that gives you energy and makes you feel good. So what we do, or what our mission is actually to help meeting owners find into the core of a very beautiful apple. How do you find the way? How do you pick up those kind of apples that gives our attendees this beautiful experience?
We'd like to present ourselves. I'm Kristine Nygaard, and I work as a graphic artist and facilitator. And what I do is that I interpret words into drawings at meetings and events.
Yeah, and I'm Pernille Bøge, and I create a sort of an innovation zone for meeting stakeholders in order to create an environment where actually new ideas can emerge.
What we do is we combine graphic facilitation and deep listening with the needs of the meeting owner in an early stage of the process, and enable them to quickly find into the core of their meeting event. And the way we do that is I draw what I hear at the meeting and interpret the words into the pictures here.
Yeah, and I work as a mentor and a coach and a facilitator, and my job is actually to dig into what is said in the room and dig it deeper and deeper in order to find what is in the core of the apple. So we combine that process, and it makes it easier to grasp, faster to get into the core, actually. So I guess that all of you sitting here in this innovation zone, you like to create innovative new ideas for conferences. But on the other hand, perhaps we seldom do it, or too seldom do it. And we say it's due to lack of money, or we don't have that budget, or we don't have the time, or in a way it's easier to do what we did last time. Or if it's a big project, perhaps we fear of losing control because we want to be in control. We want to deliver the best for our clients. So perhaps we often, or too often, take the road that we have traveled before. But what we would like to is actually to show that you can walk other paths during this landscape. And you can still do it in a kind of secure setting where you know that there's a way out, because we will guide you on the way. So what we would like to invite meeting owners to do is actually to travel new roads in this landscape. And we did that many times. For instance, we did it 14 days ago. We went to a group of facilitators. They wanted to plan an event for their whole network of 400 people. And they said, look, we have some new tools, we have some new knowledge, we want to share it with this group of people, but we really don't know how we would do it. So the first thing that we actually did was just to warm up, to make some kind of an icebreaker, just to make them empty their brain. And it's just a matter of establishing this culture of, you can say what you like to do, because here we're exploring new paths. So that's kind of a zero starting point. But then, after that, we ask the group of facilitators actually to choose between a stakeholder for this event, or it could be a partner, it could be a sponsor, it could be anyone who has a stake in this event. But this group, they choose that we should see it from the client's point of view, from the attendee's point of view. And what we did was actually to try to find a persona. We have a group of 400 people, but we try to find a persona, someone who could represent the ideal attendee. And Kristine, what did they came up with when we asked them?
Well, they decided to make an attendee, or to explore an attendee called Alice. And she's a very lively kind of person, very red hair, overrules a bit. She's very curious and well educated, and she wants to know more. She doesn't stop there. So she likes to get involved with people, and she takes action. She wants to be a part of it. Yeah.
So that was kind of the ideal person that the groom came up with. And Kristine just started drawing in the middle of this big paper. And as she was drawing, they came up with new angles. So she sort of became a person that they suddenly knew. Mm? So the next step is to say, okay, if this is the person that we are actually designing this event for, what is our offer then to this woman? What do we want to offer her at this event? What is actually our gift to this woman as meeting owners? And what did they say?
Well, what they said was that she's the kind of person, as I said before, who wants to be involved. So I put her on a stage. That was like the picture of, yes, I want to be on stage, I want to be involved.
Oh, she's there.
Yeah, she's right there on the stage with all the spotlights on. And then they talked about that she's also a kind of person who might have some kind of problem that she wants to solve. And she wants to find the solution for that problem at the events. So that's why I drew the nut and the nutcracker. So she might have it's important for her that she crack this nut on the event.
Mm. Yeah, and at the same time they say the usual stuff, you know. Yes, they're going to have something nice to eat, they're going to network during the breaks, they're going to meet exciting new people, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff came up also. So that's why we take it to the next level, because it's business as usual. Yeah, we also like it to be a very cozy conference or event. So the next step is actually about digging into it, digging into the essential or the values of this person that we came up with. So maybe Alice said meeting interesting people in the first place, but when we dig into it, we have to find out what is her deeper motivation, why is she actually there, which values are essential to address, and what did they came up with here?
Well, what I heard the group say was that Alice, she wants to change the world. So that's why I did a drawing of her pushing the big mountain, because she really wants to make a difference. And then they were talking about that she's looking for that special knowledge or special thing. And that's why I did the golden ticket, because that symbolizes the way she can get some kind of knowledge that can move her to the next level of her mission, you know, so she can do what she's dreaming of.
Yeah.
And then I did they were talking about that, the missing link, yeah, and that's why I did the drawing of the little puzzle on top of the mountain.
Yeah. But this is from Alice's point of view. And we know that the customer is right. Perhaps the customer is not always right. We also had to add something as professionals. So we have to spice it up in order to say, okay, where's the chili? How do you spice this event up? How do we move out of our own comfort zone as meeting owners in order to actually create something that meets her deeper motivation? What could be the X factor that twists this event from these paths that we chose before to something that is really new? So how do you do that? And then we brainstormed on that, and different stuff came up, like...
Yes, and lots of stuff came up, like we want a fun factor, we want to have some special secret guest and raw food and lots of stuff. But what I especially what was jumping out of this conversation was that fifth element. The fifth element is symbolizes something that she doesn't know is going to happen at the event. Something that gives a aha experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you should imagine that we have this whole picture on the wall. It's going bigger and bigger. It's growing, and we ask for time for reflection, as if you're sitting here and looking at the picture, trying to grasp what could be the key principles in this meeting design. What is something that suddenly catches our eyes and we say, there's something, this fifth element, what is it all about? Or this, that she wants to do something and she wants to make a difference, and what's that all about? So we ask for a bit of a reflection before we go to the next step, and we ask the people actually to try to crystallize the core. And that's this right side of the drawing. Kristine?
Yes. What we're doing now is we're crystallizing all this information, all the thoughts and the ideas from the other drawings. And we're starting to build our event on these rocks. And the essence of that was she wants relevant knowledge. She wants to touch the heart of the matter. And she wants to share and act and learn. And that's why I did the heart with the legs on. Because she wants to take her knowledge and spread it out. And that's where it became very interesting, because what they then decided to do was to invite an excluded group of people. In this case, there were the homeless in Denmark. And get them involved at the event. And use their tools for that. So this the circle that shines is like, that's their tools that they are bringing on to the excluded group. The globe with the hands, it gives meaning, and it can change the world for these people. And I drew the sun with the wings of passion, because that's the atmosphere, that's the fire souls. They take this upon the group, and Alice gets involved in this whole thing.
So when you look at the old drawing, it was like a movement, because when the group of facilitators started, they thought of this event as something where Alice showed up, and she got some very nice food, and she was sitting on her bottom, and she was presented to some of the tools and some nice guest speakers. But at the end, the group of facilitators said, no, we are going to invite all our network. At the spot, we are going to make them use our new tools, so in order to co-create with the new tools. And we want to invite someone else that we actually try them on. So they sort of went through this movement like, oh, what's in it for me? And twisted. And how could I make a difference with my knowledge now? And they were kind of surprised that within 1 hour, they changed this perspective, and they actually said, okay, this is going to be a bigger event that we thought of, and perhaps we could even benefit from that. It has this social point of view, and perhaps could we advertise it in another way that we could before, because it's not only for us, it's for the group outside of us. So there was an I from the beginning, and there was a we in the end, and that was what we saw as movement. So what they said that they benefited from this was that they said, okay, with this we have more perspectives. Another day we could place the stakeholder in the middle, or we could place the content in the middle, or we could place a partner in the middle and try to look at it from that point of view. So we got much more angles, perspectives on the event. And that means that we also get more possibilities. We just don't have one route, we have several routes to choose upon. So, in a way, we are more certain, perhaps, when we start out, that this is going to be the core of the event. These 5 principles are what the event is going to build upon. We're sure about that. So if you use this perspective, you will have the perspective of your stakeholders from the very beginning. And you can even invite them. We sit in a group with 5, 7 people, and each from each kind of stakeholder. So you sort of co-create this from the beginning, and you don't have any, misunderstandings later on. So this is kind of the key in this whole tool. The co-creation, instead of you as meeting owner knows it all from the beginning.
Yes, that was all. And if you're interested in knowing more, we have more. Yeah, you have some flyers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're welcome to contact us. I know these slides are available to everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if there's time for any questions.
Me neither. I don't think so, but nobody's stopping us. So if you have a question or two, that's just bring it on. Otherwise, you can read our material. It's the slides, and we have these folders as well. Yeah? Yeah, you're asking if how long time this process will take, and I say it takes 1 hour. This is 20 people, so it was 1.5 hours. But still, it's very little time in order to get a deep dive down to what's it all about. So, yeah. Thank you.